Hello and welcome to Diecast Restos for what will hopefully be another Siku save. My name is Jason and this is the V266 BMW 2000 CS. Siku made these between 1967 and 1974. Originally they came in white to off-white to cream shades and also a pale blue. Then the wheels changed to a printed design like this one, while the plastic headlights and taillights were removed, and instead cast in. The colour also changed to a dark yellow, which you can see on parts of the interior and inside the wheel arches on my one. It can be found in a green Polizei livery as well, which retained the clear windscreen, while the yellow car had this translucent yellow type fitted. There's plenty to be done to get this model looking anything close to how it should appear. This is what I'm aiming for, a near mint piece. And this is a BMW 2000 CS in the flesh. The casting is held together by a tab at the rear and a rivet at the front. Once the base is removed, more of that deep yellow is revealed. The base incorporates the chrome bumpers as well as the signature BMW grille. The 2000 was part of the line of Neue Klasse or new class vehicles produced by BMW from 1962 until 1972. Models in the new class took their names from the engine capacities, i.e. 1500 for the 1499cc engine, 2000 for the 1990cc, and so on. BMW had been absent from the 1.5 to 2 litre engine capacity classes since the end of World War II. Their luxury offerings with larger engines had become outdated and their range was in need of updating. With the introduction of the new class, BMW ensured their financial solvency as the vehicle proved highly popular. On the back of the success of the 1500, which was replaced by the 1600 in 1964, and the 1800 sedans, BMW launched the Karmann-built new class coupe models from 1965, consisting of the 2000C and the 2000 CS. With it came the 6-cylinder version of BMW's M10 engine. The car became the flagship model of the automaker's range. The styling wasn't for everyone though. Critics described the front end as odd-looking, blunt and unattractive, especially when compared to its Bertone designed predecessor, the 3200 CS. Although some suggested it was less fussy than the Bertone design, and was instead more imposing. Either way, over 13,500 were built until 1969, which in 1968 had developed into the stunning BMW E9 Grand Tourer coupes. Right, let's get rid of that messy orange paint. The sedan range of the new class cars continued on in production until 1971-72, with the 4-cylinder 2-litre M10 having been added in 1966. A development of the new class was the 02 series, which produced the 1600 02, later the 1602, as well as the famed 2002. These utilised a shortened new class wheelbase. The new class was ultimately succeeded in 1972 by the new E12 BMW 5 Series. With the removal of the crude repaint, I really begin to appreciate the detail and the quality of the casting. Despite having had the dual-like plastic lights removed and replaced by cast metal, the detail on each segment is very representative of the real thing. That said, the US market would not have received headlights veiled by glass, but instead appeared as 4 individual round lights, utilising the same turn signals. For once, I have a complete seating arrangement for the interior. My other Siku builds have been plagued with missing backrests, though this one does happen to be missing its steering wheel, but that is easily resolved. Now that the Dettol has done its work in removing the paint, I can wash all the previously paint-stained parts. The windshield was particularly cloudy and scratched, so a wash and a polish should help alleviate that issue. Unfortunately though, the Dettol has lifted the print from the wheels. Nevertheless, I carry on, as they weren't in the best state, and there was no real alternative to removing the orange paint from them. The axles were pretty badly bent, but they are easily straightened using some pliers. My blank looking wheels now receive some Citadel gloss to brighten them up. Then I can use some Autosol metal polish on that screen to remove any light blemishes. My last act in sorting out that windscreen is dunking it in Astonish wood floor polish for that sparkly clean finish. This steering wheel I sourced online is pretty much ready to fit, since the original wheel, which I think looked oversized, was also white plastic. I simply superglue it in place over the remnants of the previous wheel. I'm happy with that, looks good. I'll leave a link to the store I purchased it from in the description. Now though, I use my Autosol again to polish up the metal base. I'd left it sitting in some liquid paint stripper earlier on to remove the overpaint on the grille and bumpers. I used that instead of caustic soda as I didn't want to dismantle the riveted in suspension parts on the base. The caustic soda would have destroyed those plastic clips and removed any coating on the metal base. I use a clean felt wheel to buff off any remaining polish. I much prefer polishing than respraying metal bases, it just feels more authentic. Now the yellow I've chosen for the body is Tamiya TS34 Camel Yellow. That'll dry up darker than it appears here wet. It should end up a similar orangey yellow shade. While that dries, I've redesigned the wheels by using a 0.7mm Uniposca white pen. It won't be a perfect replica, but I'm hoping it comes up reasonably well. So now to reassemble the casting. The polished window piece is laid in first. I quickly realise the doors, not the interior, are next. They slot into little cast supports. Both doors were a bit wonky at the start, so refitting them securely is key. They are held in place by the interior. Lastly, I attached the base piece over the tongue at the back and pressed down over the rivet post at the front. This is then secured with a 3mm M2 screw. So here is the Siku V266 BMW 2000 CS as it appeared at the start of this video. It had been not so wonderfully repainted orange and brown by a previous owner, and they had managed some serious overspill on the base, wheels, interior and windscreen. Speaking of the windscreen, that was also scratched and murky, while the axles were bent out of shape. So this 2000 CS needed a clean start, and here's how it now looks. Repainted in camel yellow, much closer to the original shade, this Beemer looks so much fresher. The polished bumper and grille set off that front end, and you can see through the windscreen once more where that replacement steering wheel sits. The print on the wheels unfortunately dissolved in Dettol, but my freehand painting on them doesn't look too bad, does it? Despite removing the plastic lights, Siku never applied any trim to the casting lighting, and I think the rear end could really do with some spicing up, don't you think? All that aside, I've tried to faithfully restore this one how it would have rolled out of the German factory at least 47 years ago. If you like the outcome, do let me know by leaving a like and a comment, and please do subscribe as that really helps the channel. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and thanks to my Patreon members for your support. See you soon for the next one. Bye for now.